evening, my little angel. I'm back after a week of losing my voice due to a cold. My little love, keep your health during this ending year cold rainy season. Coming back, the Mid-Autumn Festival has just passed and the Halloween season returns. There are some things in common between Western Halloween and Mid-Autumn Festival. One of them is lantern. Our Vietnamese lanterns are made of bamboo and glass paper, while Western lanterns are made from pumpkins. Another similar thing is that the Mid-Autumn Festival and Halloween occur close to each other, both after the summer agricultural harvest until mid-autumn, which is how farmers in the past celebrated the harvest. However, there are still differences between Halloween and Mid-Autumn Festival. Halloween originated from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a celebration intended to celebrate the season and crop, which people celebrated and attended parties around bonfires and wore costumes. However, the second goal, instead of praying for peace and luck like in Asia, Halloween parties at the beginning, along with costumes, aim to ward off evil spirits. Regarding religious life, in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III established November 1st as the time to honor the saints. Soon after, All Saints' Day in Catholic community was merged into several traditions of Samhain. The night before All Saints' Day was called All Saints' Eve and is known as Halloween today. As for the story of pumpkin lanterns, it is as follows. The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated in Ireland. In the beginning, people didn't use pumpkin, but turnips and radishes. This tradition was based on a legend about a man named Stinky Jack. When Jack was alive, he often trapped the devil and ghosts, but he didn't destroy or harm them. He made deals with them and then freed them. Jack's request was that after he could no longer alive, he would not go to hell. But after Jack passed away, he learned that heaven didn't receive his soul too. Jack's spirit must wander the earth as an eternal ghost. The ghost that had previously been released gave Jack a turnip lantern, and Jack used it to light the way. The local people around where Jack lived gradually also formed the habit of fixing scary faces on their turnips and radishes, slowly becoming pumpkin results. The resolutions of his lanterns is to see and chase away ghosts, avoiding the devil. Just like stories about the Mid-Autumn Festival, there are Halloween stories we will continue to learn about in following story times. And now, the next 2 chapters of Totto-chan await. Let us go back together. The Temple of Sengaku-ji and Maso-chan. While the headmaster Kobayashi's system of education was unique, he had been influenced a great deal by ideas from Europe and other foreign countries. As we can see from Tomoe's Euromix, its mealtime customs, its school walks, and the lunchtime song that was sung to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. The headmaster right-hand man at an ordinary school, he could be the vice principal. Teacher Maruyama was in many ways the exact opposite of the headmaster Kobayashi. Like his name, meaning round hill, Teacher Maruyama's head was completely round, without a single hair on top, but with a fringe of white hair at the back at ear level. He wore round glasses and his cheeks were bright red. He not only looked quite different from the headmaster Kobayashi, but he used to recite classical Chinese-style poems in a solemn voice. On the morning of December 14th, when the children were all assembled at school, Teacher Maruyama made the following announcements. This is the day, nearly 2.5 centuries ago, that the 47 Ronin executed the famous vendetta. So, we are going to walk to the temple of Sengaku-ji and pay our respects at their graves. Your parents have already been told. The headmaster did not oppose teacher Maruyama's plan. What the headmaster Kobayashi thought of it, the parents didn't know, but they knew if he didn't resist it, he must have approved of it. And the prospect of the mad children visiting the tombs of the 47 Ronin was indeed an intriguing one. Before they left, teacher Maruyama told the children the story of famous 47, how Lord Asano's brave and loyal man had plotted for almost 2 years to avenge the honor of the dead master who had been so grievously wronged. Besides the 47, there was a courageous merchant called Rihei Amanoya. It was he who supplied the weapons, and when he was arrested by the officers of the shogun, he declared, "I, Rihei Amanoya, am a man," and refused to confess or give away a single secret. The children didn't understand much of the story, but they were excited about missing classes and going for a walk to the place much further away than Kuhanbatsu Temple and a picnic lunch. Taking their leave of the headmaster and other teachers, all 50 pupils started off, led by teacher Maruyama. Here and there in the line, children's voices could be heard declaiming, "I, Rihei Amanoya, am a man." Girls declaimed it too, causing passers-by to nod their heads and laugh. It was almost 12 kilometers to Sengaku-ji, but motor vehicles were scarce. The December sky was blue, and to the children strolling along firing a constant barrage of, "I, Rihei Amanoya, am a man." The way did not seem long at all. When they got to Sengaku-ji, teacher Maruyama gave each child a stick of incense and a few flowers. The temple was smaller than Kuhanbatsu, but there were lots of graves all in a row. The thought that this place was sacred to the memory of 47 Ronin made Totto-chan feel very solemn as she offered incense and the flowers, and she bowed silently, imitating teacher Maruyama. A hush fell upon the children. It was unusual for Tomoe's pupils to be so quiet. The smoke from the incense sticks blazed before it drifted up, drawing pictures in the sky for a long, long time. After that time, the smell of incense always made the children think of teacher Maruyama and Rihei Amanoya. It also became for them the aroma of silence. The children may not have understood all about the 47 Ronin, but for teacher Maruyama, who spoke of this man with such fervor, the children felt almost as much respect and affection as for the headmaster Kobayashi, although in a different way. Totto-chan loved his little eyes that peered from behind the thick lenses of his glasses and his gentle voice that didn't seem to go with such a large body. On her way to and from the station, Totto-chan used to pass a tenement where some Koreans lived. Totto-chan, of course, didn't know they were Koreans. The only thing she knew about them was that there was a woman there who wore her hair parted down the middle and drawn back into a bun, and who was rather plump and wore white rubber shoes pointed in front like little boats. She wore a dress with a long skirt and a ribbon tied in a big bow on the front of her short blouse, and always seemed to be looking for her son, calling out, "Masao-chan!" She was always calling his name, and instead of pronouncing it Masao-chan, as people normally would, she stressed the second syllable and drew out the chan in high-pitched voice that sounded sad to Totto-chan. The tenement was right beside the Oimachi train next of a small embankment. Totto-chan knew who Masao-chan was. He was a little bigger than she was and probably in second grade, although she didn't know which school he went to. He had untidy hair and always had a dog with him. One day, as Totto-chan was walking home after the embankment, Masao-chan was standing on top of it with his feet apart and his hands on his hips in an arrogant posture. "Korean!" he shouted at Totto-chan. His voice was scathing and full of hatred. Totto-chan was scared. She had never done anything mean to him or even spoke to him for that matter, so she was startled when he yelled at her from above in such a spiteful way. When she got home, she told mother about it. "Masao-chan called me Korean," she said. Mother put her hand to her mouth and Totto-chan saw her eyes filled with Mars. Totto-chan was perplexed, thinking it must be something very bad. Mother didn't stop to wipe away her tears, and the tip of her nose was red. "Poor child," she said. "People must call him Korean so often that she thinks it's a nasty word. He probably doesn't understand what it means because he's still young. He thinks it's like baka, which people say when they mean you fool." Masao-chan has probably had Korean said to him so often he wanted to say something nasty to somebody else, so he called you a Korean. Why are people so cruel? Drying her eyes, mother said to Totto-chan very slowly, "You are Japanese and Masao-chan comes from a country called Korea, but he's a child just like you, so Totto-chan dear, don't ever think of people as different. Don't think that person's a Japanese or this person's a Korean. Be nice to Masao-chan. It's so sad that some people think other people are nice just because they are Koreans." It was already difficult for Totto-chan to understand, but what she did understand was that Masao-chan was a little boy whom people spoke ill of for no reason at all. That must be why his mother was always searching for him so anxiously, she thought. So the next morning, as she passed the embankment and heard his mother call out, "Masao-chan!" in her shrill voice, she wondered where he could be, and made up her mind that even though she herself wasn't a Korean, if Masao-chan called her that again, she would reply, "We are all children, we are all the same," and she tried to make friends with him. Masao-chan's mother's voice, with its combination of irritation and anxiety, has a special quality of its own that seemed to linger in the air for a long time, until it was drowned by the sound of a passing train. "Masao-chan!" Once you heard the sad, tearful sound of that voice, you could never forget it. The story about Masao-chan reminded me of when Totto-chan first met Yasuaki-chan and Takahashi-kin. The feeling of surprise about the difference between herself and her friends was retained by Totto-chan as well as expressed in her external actions more and more skillfully. That's because Totto-chan understood that everyone has their own circumstances, but everyone wanted to be treated the same. The story of Masao-chan carries with it the sadness of children receiving inappropriate treatment that is not due to them. My little love, with your friends, no matter who they are, let you think we are all children and we love each other the way children do. Today's story time is over. I wish my little love a good night's sleep. I kiss you long on your forehead. See you again next time.